Hello and welcome to Live with Liz on this beautiful, sunny, warm Wednesday. I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm so excited about today because today we have a very, very special guest, somebody that I've known, oh my goodness, probably most of my life, and just happens to be a home inspector now, a real estate investor, a great, great friend and family man. So I'm just going to bring him on. He is Jesus Acosta with Pacific Quest Home Inspections. And today we're going to talk about home inspections from a home inspector perspective. And feel free to drop your questions if you have any for a home inspector. And here we go. Hi, Jesus.
Hey, Liz. How are you?
Hey. Welcome to Live with Liz.
Glad to be here.
Good, good. All right. So first of all, how are you? How's life?
Doing great. How are you?
I am great. Today was Wacky Wednesday at Michael's school, so it was pretty fun getting him ready this morning.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's a wacky day in our house every day, so I know how that goes.
Wacky day every day at the Acosta. That's a good one. Hey, all right. So you are a preferred home inspector of Real Estate Liz. You're certainly part of my team. And you've been in the home inspection business for a long time. You have an interesting background that actually helps you a lot during your home inspection. So tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us a little bit about Pacific Quest Home Inspections and, what you do.
Yeah, of course. Like you said, I do have an interesting background. Started at a young age in the family business of roofing.
Mm-hmm.
My uncle had a company, and in the summers I would go, and instead of being outside playing with my friends, I was out on the roofs, and I learned that trade, enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went off and experimented with contracting. So then I started doing flips and remodels for investors.
Yes.
And like you mentioned, I'm one of them now. So
Yeah.
I learned a lot
Mm-hmm.
to be where I'm at now. And fast forward a few years later, my wife and I came into the whole inspection business, and figured it was simple enough, good money to be made. And being a jack of all trades, I guess you can say, it fits my persona.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So now being in business, going on 9 years, I want to say.
Yeah. As a home inspector.
As a home inspector.
That's awesome. And in your experience, I know that this has been a passion of yours for a long time, and it's allowed you to make a great living, and you and Isabel really enjoy it. What is something that you recommend that a buyer looks out for? Because the home inspection is really the main portion of the buyer's investigation contingency. It can be the tell-all, it could tell the buyer a lot about the investment that they're making in a home. What do you recommend that buyers look out for? And what do you recommend that they look for in a home inspector?
Yeah, of course. That's the tough part of my job. That's where we're coming. And yes, I am passionate about it. Because one of the reasons I became a home inspector is because as a first-time home buyer, I was deteriorated away from getting a home inspection. And then when I got my house or our condo, we came to find mold and water damage and all the nasty stuff that we don't want to find. But as a home inspector, I try to go in and I try to tell the buyers to look away from the cosmetics. I know a lot of homes, you can walk in and it's like, oh, I don't like the color paint, I don't like the flooring, I don't like the ceiling, the cabinets, whatever it may be. My job is to go far and beyond that and try and find potential mold, potential water damage, burst water lines, electrical issues, let's see, any of the major stuff, HVHG systems, plumbing, foundation, roofing, structural. So yeah, my recommendation is go in with an open mind as to, I guess, the worst that can be found to the best things that can be found.
Right, exactly. We've had, in working together, when a buyer selects to work with you and they choose you as their home inspector, we've had the experiences where a plumbing system was in really bad condition. We've had experiences where you've found a roof in need of repair, and probably immediate repair at that time, and it actually helped the buyers realize again, they knew what they were walking into after the home inspection, and they knew what they should prepare for. And, in some cases, it's even deterred a buyer from actually purchasing the homes, which you and I are fine with, because our goal is to protect that buyer and to make sure that they're making the best investment possible. And so there's something that typically home inspectors don't talk a lot about, and it's what you would recommend that a seller do. And now let's put on our seller hat. What would you recommend that a seller do prior to a buyer's home inspection so that the home inspection process is as seamless as possible for both the buyer and the seller?
Right, of course. One of the biggest things that I run into when showing us your property, sellers, if the house is vacant, a lot of sellers don't have utilities on. That's one of the biggest things. We need to have utilities on, not just water, not just electrical. We need everything so that we can go ahead and run the house as needed. Another thing that is recommended for the sellers to have is everything in order, everything accessible. The water heater cleared out so we have access to it so we can inspect 360 of it. A lot of cases, you walk into the garage or wherever the water heater is located, and there's a lot of personal belongings on there, where it makes it very difficult for us to inspect and find any potential issues.
Right.
The same thing with the attic. It's recommended that the attic is cleared up as much as possible so we have a clear way to access. So yeah, the biggest thing is have a clear path for the home inspector to have access to at least 90% of the home.
Right, exactly. Two of the biggest things that I've seen still is the smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors, and the GFCIs in the bathrooms and in the kitchen or anywhere near water. Those are two of the biggest things that I've seen that are something very easy, very cheap, that a seller can, take care of on their own, and it doesn't have to be another note in the home inspection.
Exactly. And that is one of the new, although a lot of sellers don't know about it, it is one of the newer building codes. Every home has to have a carbon monoxide if it's a 1-story, 2 if it's 2 stories, and so on and so forth. Smoke detectors in the bedrooms. Yeah, that's a big one. It is stuff that gets added to the inspection report and then can be a little more costly because we have to go back out to re-inspect, make sure it's up to code.
Right, and that can also actually come up on the appraisal. So that is twice the cost too, because then the appraiser has to come back out to confirm that's been done. Okay, so if I'm a buyer looking for a home inspector, what can I expect to pay for a home inspection on a 1,800 to 2,000 square foot home anywhere in Southern California? Like how much does that cost me?
So prices vary from inspector to inspector. I'll be honest with you. Us inspectors have the, I guess you could say, the cheap inspectors out there that like to have a flat rate for any size, any home.
Yeah.
And then you have the well-known and established inspectors that have the rate, and they're pretty good with market. So for about an 1,800 square foot house to about 2,200 square foot, you're looking about $350 to about $425. It depends on the condition of the house. For example, the price can vary slightly if the house has a pool, if the house has a crawl space. So yeah, small little add-ons do add up the cost. Not a lot, but it can add up.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Now let's get into some fun stuff. I am going to start asking all of my guests the same questions toward the end. So, Jesus, what is your superpower?
Superpower. Isabel actually says that my superpower is that I can fix anything, and that is very true. I don't think there's a thing that I haven't been able to fix yet. I made it worse before I made it better, but but yes, I can fix anything.
Okay, got it. You can fix anything.
Yes.
I love that your wife says that because that's that's awesome. That's a great belief in you.
Thank you.
All right. And what's the best real estate advice you've ever received?
Get a home inspection.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, like
Yes.
I mentioned, I was deterred away from getting a home inspection on my first house,
Sure.
and I ran into water damage, mold once we moved in, and after that, I was like, yeah, you have to have a home inspection.
I get this question a lot, even on brand new builds, even on new construction. Get a home inspection. I say yes.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
You believe the new constructions that I've gone into, where there's a lot of stuff missing, a lot of stuff bad. Yeah.
Okay.
Still get it.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Jesus. I really appreciate your expertise and hope to see you soon at the next home inspection.
See you there.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. And that was Jesus Acosta with Pacific Quest Inspections. Thank you guys so much for joining Live with Liz. And I'll see you guys next week.